Hey, you're watching Fat Man, you dingus. Whatever he said.
Yo, this is your boy Fat Man. Right now we're about to talk about the whole Andrew Tate debacle and the whole Andrew Tate bullshit. Listen, alright, I'm gonna explain this to you guys the best way possible. I have agreed with some things Andrew Tate has said, but there's only been the things that involve positivity through men. Yeah, working out, getting out there, becoming more social, stuff like that, and learning more skills as a guy. That's kind of it. Everything else about Andrew Tate, to me, seemed like a dude that was trying too hard to put out this facade to say, I'm a man, but I'm only one archetype of a man, which is the high school guy who smokes, drinks, beats his girlfriend behind the scenes, fucking beats up his mom, abuses his dad, or tortures him, or holds off a bunch of shit over his head, and just the jock that grew up and still became a jock somehow. Like, he invested in the company and still a dickhead, and his wife eventually left him, but then he murdered her and swept it under the rug with money. That's who Andrew Tate is. I don't know why. He gives me all of the... Him and his brother both give me these vibes. Remember one thing, they're both American. They moved to England a long time ago, and then after that, their kickboxing career kicked off, and they became whatever the fuck. Personally, for me, I believe Andrew Tate, he is not an enigma or anomaly. He's just one of those dudes that was like, okay, this is one archetype of men. But women who listen to him or have heard him speak or took in clips he's said, they paint him as every man. And they paint every man in that same light. Personally, for me, I don't accept that because men don't paint women in the same light. Like, oh, you're bad. Like, oh, wow, every woman's a whore. Every woman's a bitch. Every woman has OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? A friend of mine doesn't like women who smoke and go out and dress like hookers, but that's a him problem, and person, that's okay. Like, I don't care if you smoke, don't smoke in my face. I don't like weed, I don't like cigarettes, I don't like drugs in general, I don't like drinking. I'm a personal person. It's just not gonna move me to do that shit. You do it? Cool, I don't care. I won't judge you, I just don't care, and it's not me who's doing it. That's it. There's different stances on this. But Andrew Tate is a man who has been... I'm gonna say he's been taking over the internet. Like, he's taken over so much shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. This human trafficking sex ring type of operation he's doing is crazy. But let's tune into his shouts to Willie Mack Show.
Earlier this week, we got to view the charges levied against Andrew Tate and compare it to the evidence that was already publicly available. And what we found was some self-snitching.
This is like my second take, and my first take, I did everything amazing. But this is... the volume didn't come through, and I can't lie. Self-snitching is crazy.
For hours on end, selling an online course for how to traffic women for hundreds of dollars.
That teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I
got girls, how I met girls, actually.
got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me.
And then once when he was arrested in late 2022, he started hiding the evidence, lying in interviews.
You have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
No, I've never said that.
This nigga was clearly lying. Fucking hell. Bro, he said that. There's tons. You can Google it right now. You can YouTube it. There's millions of videos of him saying this shit. The one thing about Andrew Tate I don't respect is the fact that he's not going to stick to his guns, and he's not going to be like, okay, yeah, I said that, but I said that to boost and push the course. No, nigga, you meant that shit like it was your last straw. You meant that like it was it for you personally. That's what you meant it as. Don't sit there and be like, I never said that. I never said that. My name is Andrew W. Tate. Oh, no. I'm a little bitch. I can't. Yo, that's funny, bruv. That's funny.
And even going as far as hiding pages and removing his website from the Wayback Machine. I'm not one who normally agrees with Sneeko, but I might this one time.
I've always said this on my stream. If they hide it, then it's the truth. If they have to delete it, then it's the truth.
Then it's true. If they hide it, they delete it, it's true. That is something Sneeko has said, and I believe in Sneeko resurging to who he used to be, kind of more of the creative instead of being in this toxic atmosphere. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, this shit is not profitable. There's not enough money in this shit for Sneeko to be like, I love doing this. And he's probably just like, nah, it's just kind of corny. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then Andrew Tate is part of that dichotomy. Like, he used to make fun of him, and now he was sucking his dick metaphorically. Or it was a trap, and Sneeko got close to Andrew Tate to be like, let me see what this nigga's about. And he probably liked what he was pushing until now. Now he realized if there's the guy you looked up to might be a dickhead. That's funny, my guy. It's funny because he hit it, bro. His courses were promoting this shit, and it's crazy.
Sneeko agrees with me. This guy is guilty. All of this information is available in my previous video, so if you're out of the loop, that's the place to catch up. And now even more charges have been levied against the Tate in the form of money laundering and trafficking minors. And guess what? He is 100% guilty.
Damn, minors? This nigga Andrew Tate was an EDP 445. He was an EDP 445. Oh, so he was a bald. Never trust bald men. Never trust a bald man that look like Lex Luthor. Never. Teaching you kids something.
How do I know this? Because he won't stop self-snitching. It's all over his $337 course on running a webcam business. So let's start with the new charges.
Aren't these also on YouTube?
DICOT, the Romanian Directorate for the Investigation of Organized Crime and Terrorism, has now brought 3 more charges to the Tates. That being crimes of money laundering.
I thought he said to the tits. Oh my god.
Favoring the perpetrator, influencing statements, and trafficking minors. Now this was translated from Romanian, so I want to address the translation error. Google Translate converts the statement to, this case was ordered to be dismissed when it comes to these new charges. Tate fans have been proudly spewing this all over the internet, but that's simply not true. It's just that the specific Romanian word doesn't have a direct translation from Romanian to English, so it incorrectly translates to dismissed. This is a common legal phrase used in Romania for when the prosecution is trying to separately investigate and charge the individual, instead of resolving it together in a single case.
How long did this take him? Because I would love to do videos like this. It's just, bro, I'm my own editor, and I hate doing shit like this. I hate being the guy to edit my own shit. This is why Mr. Beast pays for an editor. I'm about to be there with him. I'm about to actually go look for an editor to pay that nigga. Like, I'm not lying. I hate paying for I hate doing my own shit. And then it never pays off. And I'm like, look at the editing. Look at the smoothness. Look at because right now, he's talking over his video as there's just somebody else clipping shit. And I'm like, ugh, I would rather someone do this for me personally. Because I get sick of it. I get sick of editing my own shit. But it's on point. I love it. I love it. And love the stock images in the back.
This phrase is used in Romanian court all the time. Feel free to look it up yourself. But the charges are coming, and Andrew Tate is definitely guilty of at least one of those things, that being trafficking minors. Or as far as Andrew admits, one minor, that being Tate's bottom bitch, Vivian.
You,
Bottom bitch is crazy.
your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear it from a girl. And this is where your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl. My first girl was so good, it was easy. And your whole business has to be built off the back of your bottom bitch. So if you have a girl in mind and you're already fucking her, pitch her.
Vivian, along with one other woman, is also being charged in this case because she was playing a key role in trafficking these girls to Romania.
You do when you're in my situation where you have a girlfriend of 6 years and you try and bring a new girl in, you actually have to downplay your relationship with the girl of 6 years, which is difficult. And I only get away with that because the girl of 6 years plays along. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. Vivian's been with me 6 years, 6 years.
Remember this.
Damn. Ooh, you stupid motherfucker. You stupid motherfucker. But this is typical because he said it. And people say he's an online pimp. This is what he does. And I'm like, yeah, but pimping is still legal. Yeah, I know that, right? Like, prostitution and pimping is still legal. It's fucking wrong. Which, remember, prostitutes and hookers are real sex workers because they're actually going out there getting fucked. I'm not talking about that girl that pays that one guy that she knows to fuck her or or her boyfriend. Jesus.
He's been dating Vivian for 6 years.
She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we fell, whatever, we're in love. But when a new girl comes, she'll go, oh yeah, I started off working for him and it's just how it worked out. She'll super downplay us so that the new girl feels like, well, they're just kind of working sex and now I'm here and he likes me and she can believe in her mind that she can be equal. But that's basically how it works. I've got my main bitch, my bottom bitch, Vivian.
But when Tate first pulled her into this business, it turns out she was young, like very young. In this course from 2019, Tate explains how Vivian was his first girl that he's been with for 6 years, when he first started the webcam business.
So yeah, that's how it started. I met Vivian in...
He has to throw a little bit of truth in here for people to believe him, right? I respect it maybe if he was telling the truth on something for how he felt about men. But with these courses, you have to sprinkle a little bit of truth in how do you get here and how does it work. He did. He gave names. He gave information. That's what fucks you the most is because you self-snitch. Never want to self-snitch on yourself. You never want to do that, right? And it just is what it is. I, in my profound pot of energy over here, is looking at this and saying, this is all you. This can be used against you in the court of law. And people don't realize this type of stuff can. And it's not necessarily defamation because this is something you have said personally can be used against you. And it can be used against him. I'm just not going to lie. This can be used against Tate. And listen, the fact that he said it, the fact that it's a truth, it's the fact, it's all that, he's fucked.
In Slovakia, we had a long-term relationship thing. I was living in England. I moved her to England to be with me to start doing my webcam company, which I started. And you try and bring a new girl in. You actually have to downplay your relationship with the girl of 6 years. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28. Vivian's like 21.
Melissa's younger and Vivian's 21. What the fuck? How is Vivian 21? I thought Vivian would be 28. Melissa would be 21. But Vivian was the youngest? So at that age of 21, she was fucking convincing these women to be in this type of game? That's psychopathic. That means he was grooming her. He's a fucking groomer. This is the nigga y'all talk about. This is a this is a groomer. Everyone on the internet be calling like the LGBTQ community and regular straight people groomers. No, fuck everybody. This is a groomer right here. It's not Amanda Sings or Colleen Greens or what the fuck her name is. The chick going through problems. It's this nigga. This nigga is a groomer. This is it. That's terrible. Because off the cuff, you have to look at it this way. He's been talking to her since she was like, what, 16? Now she's 20 fucking 1 years old and other girls are coming into the industry at 20 fucking 8 or some shit. What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. Or she's 28 and he's mixing up ages. But whatever it is, he's grooming people. He groomed this bitch, and now she became a fucking monster and is gonna get arrested and put in jail for the rest of her fucking life with this idiot. This is groomer right here. Groomer activity. What the fuck, bro? I understood if he was convincing chicks to come out his way. I'd be like, well, okay, you convinced them, they came out their way, but if you trap them, you're fucking stupid. But then you've coerced them, which is even worse because that's still fucking stupid. Coercing someone is worse because you convinced them. You owe them to go out their entire fucking way to go all the way to West Bubblefuck, middle of nowhere, Romania, and then they get caught up and then they can't leave and they're scared or they're gonna die or be killed by fucking you. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is psychopathic. Don't get me wrong. Right? Don't get me wrong whatsoever. This man is a monster and idiot. And the fact that people are defending him, listen, I get it. He has done so much for people. He's pushed people a certain way. That's fine. But is it kind of like Kanye? Separate the art from the artist? Like, can you separate the art from the artist? Can you separate this man from being online as the online stuff as his art from who he is as a person? No, they're one and the same. And Andrew Tate has strictly stuck to that. Like, no, me and everything else I've done is one and the same. He's stuck to that. Crazy part is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Because he's sticking to that, which is fucking nuts. Let's continue.
Do the math on that one. That means Vivian was only 15 years old when Tate brought her in the webcam business. That's not even the age
I said 16, but he wildin'.
of consent, let alone for the creation of porn. So 10 years ago, he would have been 26 with a 15-year-old. His words, not mine. He put this on the internet. It boggles my mind that somebody could be this stupid. I need a break.
All the money in the world can't save you, and when it's your time, boy, the reaper gonna take you.
There are a ton of people, including the Tates, claiming that they aren't trafficking anyone because women love them.
Endless women support us.
But that isn't a very good defense because of the two webcam girls siding with him. Both of them are being charged as well, and for a very...
Let's see. If they're also being charged, that means they're being charged with coercion. They're being charged with convincing other women to get into this by abuse, assault, and death threats. Just basically threatening their lives. And women, no offense to most men out there, women who do stuff like this, who are female pimps, they're cruel. There are some cruel ass women out there. And I don't understand why a lot of men and a lot of women don't realize we're on the same playing field as each other, except body part wise, you know, men and women. We're all dickheads, but this is crazy.
Very good reason. These are transcripts leaked by the prosecution of the Tate's webcam WhatsApp group chat. The prosecution, as well as one girl, are claiming this took place right before she was beat and raped. RL is a former policewoman and Tristan's assistant, who is also being charged. NG is Andrew's bottom bitch, who is also being charged. PI is the victim that has sided with the prosecution. And Andrew Tate is Andrew Tate. You are free tonight to sleep. Don't rub the mint. So you can be rested tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday for the weekend. The policewoman says, so there's clearly no longer a problem for recovery. The victim responds, you mean, but I didn't say I'm not going in today at all. The former policewoman then asks, well, how much did you have to recover so far? Don't bewitch me because you didn't do anything today. Andrew then chimes
Don't bewitch me is crazy.
in. Did you tell the new hooker that you made a lot of money? The bottom bitch then says, you see, we split on OnlyFans. G takes O, I take you. Maybe you're not listening because I'm killing you if we don't make money. Punch yourself in the mouth until I arrive, because then I'll give you another 10, you incurable sloth. I'll break you when I get there. The
Bitches is crazy. This is his bottom bitch. Woo.
girl then asks, what did I do? Policewoman replies, you have 1 hour and 10 minutes to disappear. The victim then asks again, but what did I do? And the policewoman answers, better said, what did you do yesterday for an hour? You're 20% down 4 days since you posted. The bottom bitch then jumps in, I'm waiting for the money yesterday. And the former policewoman ends it with, well, if Andrew looks to see if you posted TikToks, you won't even have time to pack. You're flying off the balcony straight away. So when they're sitting there claiming all these girls are siding with them, that's just not true. It's only the girls being charged as well. I want to take a moment and address the comments that many of the Tate fans have been leaving, claiming that what the Tates are doing isn't human trafficking. They say, man, this concept of human trafficking is so dumb. Apparently working for webcam because you fell in love is now manipulation.
I don't know who this guy is, but he manipulated these women. He coerced these women. He told these women lies and lies about loving and caring about them, giving them rings, marrying them, and saying that, like, if they love him, they'll come see him, all this shit. This is manipulation on the highest degree level. And he grooms some of these people. And now he's using other women to convince them to stay, torture them, and all that shit. You have to look at it. It's not... When we think of sex trafficking, we don't just think of a guy coming up in a burlap sack, snatching kids, snatching your wife, and taking her to West Bubblefuck Europe or some other fucking place, and she's getting, like, taken. She's getting raped somewhere in a red light district in Amsterdam somewhere for chump change. Like, that's not what's happening. This is a different style. He convinced these people, but at the same time, his methods were just false all around the board. And I get it. Some people don't understand that's still trafficking. Oh, but they willfully came on their own. Yes, they did that because he promised them things, which would be under every single thing. It almost is a form of soliciting, right? He's trying to offer them something or get some type of service out of them when they have no fucking idea. But regardless of that, he got them. He did traffic these women, no matter how we look at it.
Like, girls can't think for themselves now. It's like making a girl fall in love with me and then telling her to jump off a cliff. And where the F are they being trafficked to? Romania, specifically his various properties in Ilfov County. Because putting girls who are in love with you on webcams is not human trafficking. It is very clearly human trafficking under Romanian law. Criminal offenses, section 1. It is an offense for anyone who recruits a person by the means of fraud or deception for the purpose of exploitation. The fraud and deception is in telling girls that they're going to be in a relationship or married and travel the world when they're not.
Then you start saying things like, oh yeah, but you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together?
Here's more transcripts and text messages Dicot's released between Andrew Tate and one of the women he allegedly trafficked. Again, this is translated from English to Romanian and then back to English, so bear with me. You have to understand that you're mine and you'll be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man. I will be the last man in your life. What do you do if we fall in love and I kidnap you to Bucharest? That's like way more on the nose than that woman ever realized. She says, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come.
See, this is where people are like, oh, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. Hee hee hee, jokey joke, right? Because she wants to go to Bucharest. She wants to travel. Now, when you hear this, you're like, oh, but see, she wasn't kidnapped or coerced. I'm like, no. But he's saying kidnap as if he's joking. But he's not joking. She thinks he's joking. She says, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come to Bucharest. If I want to see what's happening out there. If I want to see what's going on. That is why. So this conversation, people automatically look at what she says and says, see, it's not kidnapping, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, nigga what? Nigga what? Nigga huh? Nigga who? Nigga you dumb. This is coercion. She just doesn't know she's being manipulated, which is, it's fine. Not.
And he goes, first I have to see it in your eyes that you will never be able to live without me. And then I could trust you to show you everything. She tells.
See? He's convincing them that you should fall in love with me, to be with me. He's using a lot of these things. And some people be like, they take the lover boy technique and they say, oh, but how is it a crime to make someone fall in love with you? Necessarily, it's not making that person fall in love with you. It's also convincing that person that you're the only thing they need. You're the only person that they want. And it's the strongest levels of manipulation that they remove you from your friends, your family. You can't contact them. They take your phone, shit like that. What he's doing is separating the victim from anyone close to her or making sure there's no one close to her. So slicing everything in half or down the middle. Sad, but yet true at the same time. Personally for me, I think this is fucked. He is just using the fact that this girl is dumb and young, or whoever is over the phone is dumb and young. Just crazy.
Tells him, bring a ring when you come. And he says, but can you be a loving wife? To always be by my side wherever I go. Talk to 0 men besides me. Ride or die. You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You're mine. Don't forget that. And act like it. We will.
See, he says this to be controlling. This is the most controlling shit a person can do, especially if they're an abuser and they're trying to manipulate someone and take them away from people. This type of control is only seen in the most insecure fucking people. I look at ass all the time. I'm just saying. You got a fat one? I'm looking at it.
We'll be together soon. She then asks, can I trust you? And Andrew replies, yes, you can.
And he gets their trust. He builds it up. They give it to him and he says, yes, you can. Lying behind that yes. Lying behind everything. And then when they get there, he's like, gotcha, bitch.
And I want to know if you're committed, serious about marriage. And she says, yes, I am serious. Having his bottom bitch play along and act like Andrew Tate loves her.
She'll super downplay us so that the new girl feels like, well, they're just kind of work and sex. And now I'm here and he likes me. And she can believe in her mind that she can be equal. If you were if Vivian was completely honest, well, he's been with me 6 years and we're going to be together forever, so you're just a side bitch, then it's not going to ever work.
This is fraud. And the exploitation is then having the girls work in his webcam business.
Because that's what I did. That was my MO, was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me. And that's how I got rich.
Now, if you want to, for some reason.
That's so much truth. Oh my God. Dumb nigga. He's a dumb nigga. Out in that window, I can see his bald head shining. This dumb motherfucker. I can't. I personally cannot do that. Like, listen, I don't like people as it is now. So there's no way I would have a whole sex ring, and I don't like people. Yeah, I have a sex ring. I don't like people. I barely get dressed, and I take a shower every single fucking day, and I barely leave the house, and I make fucking YouTube videos, and I make food at home. I barely can keep my mind running. How the fuck are you running an entire organization and you're a dickhead? But at the same time, that's the most craziest shit ever, because he's so blinded by greed, money, power, that he's blinding himself to believe this is okay. This is right. This is fine. Blinding his entire worldview, his entire viewpoint, his entire self. Blinding himself, and then manipulating women, and then twisting their egos, twisting their minds. It's sad. It's very sad. And he's out here snitching on himself of what he's doing, because he's like, I had nothing to hide. I'm like, no, you had some shit to hide, you dumb motherfucker.
Reason you can disagree with the law, like this guy. To be fair, the loverboy method shouldn't even be illegal. What about the gold-digging girls that seduce men and take their money?
Psych! Hold on. Gold-digging women know their job, and the men around them know their jobs too. A guy knows a gold digger from a mile away. All she does is talk to him, and most gold diggers don't even fuck you. Most guys see her that she's a gold digger. He gives her a little bit of change for a little bit of strange. They might not have sex, but she might be a side piece. He might pay her to be with her. Anybody knows the anime Rent-A-Girlfriend? You basically are paying somebody to be your pseudo girlfriend or pseudo family figure or pseudo whatever for a short period of time. Those people need fucking jobs. Those people need to work, and they don't necessarily care about you or give a fuck about you, but they're there for a check. Now, don't get me wrong. They have to put on a smile. They got to put on some type of an act, because that is their profession. They're in there. They're not in there to fuck you. They're not in there to be your actual family. They're not in there to be your friend. They're in there for a paycheck, and they have to leave. Some of them just do that. Like, there's people that get paid for just listening and never talking. There's people that get paid for just being there just because. That's crazy. Also, I'm probably going to start that job here in the US. At the same time, there's a huge difference with hookers. Hookers basically swoon a guy a little bit, like get him interested in her, and then she might not fuck him. He might just pay her for her time, like, hey, listen, I know what you are, I know what you about, blah, blah, blah. And some gold digging bitches they don't even get sex. They get handbags, they get cars, they get this from guys who have it. And the guy already knows what's up and knows what she wants. He plays the game. For men that don't play the game, they get screwed. They think they're going to get something out of it. And if they do get something out of it and they do get some sexual loving, she wants money. Or he's already giving up money for that. Because most women are with you to be a part of that process. Like, oh, I'm a gold digger, yeah, because I'm digging for the gold that you got, nigga. I'm digging for that money that you got. And if you got lots of money, I'm going to be with you for that only. I'm going to need you to pay this, pay that, pay this, pay that. That's how it goes. Those women rely on the rich motherfuckers. Strippers rely on guys throwing money in a strip club. Hookers rely on men driving by thinking that they're sexy to get fucked. It just is what it is with those type of cash incomes. A woman who's a gold digger sees a man with a lot of money, and he's going to be with them for that money. That's just all it is. It's not necessarily a lover boy technique. It's, I'm going to get that because that's what I need. And that's their way of surviving, because some of them don't know how to survive, or some of them don't bring up any capital. You can't take a hoe and turn her into a housewife. Can you take a housewife and turn her into a hoe? You surely fucking can, but that can backfire in an instant. Some men have turned good, amazing women into bad fucking bitches because they have been shitty fucking men, and those women regret ever being with them. Men and women make bad choices. It just is what it is. For a gold digger women know that there's men out there with fucking money. And gold digger women are just like anybody else with a job. I'm trying to get that money. Listen, there's guys out there that get sugar mamas. And listen, from a dude who, I think I knew a guy with a sugar mama, he said it's not easy to keep one of these chicks. It's harder to fucking be in the scene with her and be around her and then kind of swoon and be with that person, because they obviously have lots of money. They're at a different high level standard, and they're using you as an arm piece. it's like an expensive date in Hollywood. Like you see anybody with a date in a Hollywood red carpet, anyone who they're dating or talking to, that person is only there for a while. They're paying that person to be there. If not, that person really likes them. That's how it is. But you can't say a gold digger is the same as the lover boy technique because, oh, a gold digger makes you fall in love with her. I'm like, no, not necessarily. Not necessarily. The guy has to find the bitch attractive at the first place. You have to be some type of attracted to the guy. Like, the guy has to be like, yeah, I'm attracted to her. You know, let's see what she's about. And his friends warn her, like, that bitch is only in for you for money. There's a difference. There's women out there who knows what's up, and there's guys out there who have the money. They're just like, I don't give a fuck. I'll pay your bills. I'll do all the shit as long as you give me that cootie. And then she's like, okay. 9 times out of 10, you just find the right person. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Same thing. You cannot like the law, but even this Tate fan can't deny that he's breaking it. Another charge being brought to Tate is money laundering, and guess what? He's guilty. In the course, he tells the guys how to avoid paying the woman and paying taxes.
Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin.
What's happening?
So you don't need to pay tax then.
Wait, how do you pay for this? Is nigga not like Bitcoin?
Anybody. But you need to tell your girl that you're paying the tax. Because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we've made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It's a control element. Secondly, it allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, but we had to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50.
He's teaching you how to commit fraud. And if you have a bunch of
He's teaching you how to commit fraud, you bitch. Yo, Willie Mack, I hate you, nigga. I hate you, bro. I hate you, bro. He's teaching you how to commit fraud. Fucking hot.
Undocumented money, well, that means it needs to be washed. And because it's Andrew, he just talked about it over the phone. This is coming from wiretaps Dicot put in his house. You're not stupid. You could probably guess how I make so much money. The victim responds, webcam? Question mark? I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company is fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I then used to do other things, to move money, illegal things, documents, etc. I will never do that with you.
This nigga said, I have a fake webcam company. I launder my dirty money. That is crazy. It is so crazy that he said all this. And you know what's funny? I don't even think the mob in Romania, because it seems that people are like, oh, he has mob ties, or he has become friends with mob people, or he is in with the mob. That's how he can do all this dumb, dirty shit. And now he's the front man for the mob and shit, the front man for everything. Which to me, I don't necessarily think so. But the fact that you opened your mouth and said these things, it kind of slices things in half. That shows that you're stupid. You're not as smart as you are. And you talk about the Matrix, you talk about all this fucking elaborate shit, and you've never once said to yourself, my house is wiretapped. They tap my house. I should be careful about the shit I say. I should be immediately careful about everything I say, because they came into my house once. They fucking ran across my house and they wiretapped me. They had to. So right now they're watching me. If I fuck around, I'm gonna fuck around and find out. This nigga's dumb. I'm sorry. And listen, he could say, yeah, do my webcam business, but I got like a bunch of other little businesses that never really took off, but I kind of just keep throwing money at it, hoping that they would. I've lost a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually in pretty much debt. He could say that. He could say shit like that, but his ego is so fucking huge, and he's like, I'm big brain bald man. Think I'm Lex Luthor in this bitch, real super villain. Oh, nah, nigga, you fucked.
Is this blowing anyone else's mind? He has a course where he teaches people how to be a criminal and self-snitches to everything, and then he just tells this girl over the phone.
Obviously, I'm the smartest man alive.
Bro, you're an idiot. You caught yourself. You're going to jail.
You guys are good. I'm the last person I would have suspected, but I was looking for me all the time. It's the perfect crime.
I don't even notice when it hurts anymore.
Andrew Tate at some point next year is going to have 2 ongoing cases against him at the same time, and it's all because he wanted to sell this information online. Only Andrew could go on a rant about how corrupt the West is, only to later say that it isn't corrupt enough.
But why there? Because Western society is degraded and Western society is more corrupt. So I think the West.
But he's American. He is American. Remember this. Andrew Tate was born in America, then he moved to England, and then boom, he's American. When he speaks that corruption, it's bullshit because you're also doing some corrupt shit that's immorally wrong. When you talk about someone being corrupt, you talk about somebody being corrupt. Andrew Tate is corrupt. Corrupt as fuck. Corrupt as fuck. And don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. You're corrupt as hell. You're fucking up. You're doing some dumb shit. And you are a bad person. That is corruption at its source. How do you look at everybody else and say, I'm not the problem, they are. I'm not the bad guy, they are. Blah, blah, blah. They're all bad. They're a part of the Matrix. They're trying to take me down. How do you sit there and you create your reality around toxicity? You create your reality around bullshit. You fuel drama. You fuel these things and you come out doing this type of shit. Now, don't get me wrong, right? It could come out that everything he's been saying and doing has been like, he's been trolling the police or he's been fucking with people. But I can't look at this man and say, yeah, this is all part of his master plan to say dumb shit repeatedly and then fuck up. It's so bad.
There's something that very much angers me about the Western world. I don't feel comfortable here. I don't like the way it functions and operates. I think it's the most corrupt, disgusting, degraded societies on earth. And also, I like Eastern Europe as a whole because corruption's far more accessible. I find.
What? So are you just happy to see corruption thriving, but you talk about the corrupt here as bad?
It's offensive that a police officer in England will stop me for speeding and then refuse to take a bribe and pretend that no, but I'll tell you why. Because he'll sit there and go,
is that a joke? I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke or he's dead ass. I can't tell with this guy.
oh no, this is the law and order, and pretend that the law means something and fuck me over. But if you're a billionaire or if you're Boris Johnson, you can go to Epstein's Island.
This guy wasn't invited to Epstein's Island, so he created his own Epstein Island. He definitely took full advantage of the police over there. Before we end today's video, I want to play a little game called Is It Trafficking? Because his fans seem a bit confused. By your logic, what do you suppose OnlyFans is? A porn
It's not a
site, not trafficking.
It's not a porn site. It's not a porn site. OnlyFans is not a porn site. OnlyFans was used. It's supposed to be used for people to put content that their fans want to see. So celebrities putting up music videos or unreleased music, not sexy nudes of themselves like Cardi B and shit like that. No. It was not a porn site. OnlyFans was supposed to be a site for people who are actually your fans, not just a sex site. OnlyFans just lost control of that, and that's where the money was being generated from. They take a percentage and blah, blah, blah. That's when OnlyFans came out and said, listen, we don't want this porn on our shit. We really don't want this. It's degenerate. It's bad. It's fucking up our site, and this is all we're known for. We don't want this. And sometimes, I ain't gonna lie to you, the sex industry is hard, and sex on OnlyFans, like that entire sphere of it is hard to get rid of because their entire platform was pushed towards that. And you have to sign like an I-9, send in your ID, that type of shit, and taxes get taken out of you. So they're a legalized company with a lot of people's information. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of people's information is on the OnlyFans company. Like they send that shit in, they get it verified by the government, you get your account and all that shit. But they are fucking up the most craziest way possible. And people on Twitter were pissed because they're like, oh, you're not the only website in town, we're just gonna leave your website. And OnlyFans did not want to be known as the sex website that everybody keeps posting their masturbation videos or getting fucked by their so-called stepbrother. It's crazy. That is the craziest part about it. Don't get me wrong. Is that fair? Is that right? Should they be segregated to just be a porn site? No. I wanted to make content on OnlyFans by throwing up like unreleased videos, saying edgy dumb shit, having people say having people pay for some really, really crazy shit that I say or do. And I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. I'm truly the best with it. But I never did because I was like, it's too much. There's Fan House, there's other fucking sites that basically do it like OnlyFans. It's just they're all used for sex. They're all used for shit, and it's just so fucking stupid. Don't get me wrong. I can respect OnlyFans, but I think the platform is gonna eventually just say, listen, we're done with the sex. And shoot the kibosh on that. But they're making money. They can easily get brand deals. That's how it is. They're just like, fuck it, we'll just keep raking this in until it stops becoming profitable. And even though they wanted to take away the stigma, a lot of people, like the so-called sex workers on there, all the chicks with their webcams who are webcam prostitutes, basically they didn't want OnlyFans to get rid of it because they're like, we're the only thing keeping you making money, which is the saddest shit in the world. But it's not a porn site. It was never a porn site. It was just abused by people on that fucking website. And yeah.
I don't see the issue here. It's the same as the porn industry. If the director tries to trick or force the woman into doing it, then yeah, it would be trafficking. Okay, so let's lock up all women who manipulate men into getting them pregnant, only to have them then pay child support and not see their kid.
That's not the same. That's not the same. That's a different tactic. These are not remotely the same. I love how you're just like, well, she entrapped him. I'm like, did she? She just, the kid, once the kid turns fucking 18, there's no more child support. Like, child support don't last until 18 years. Like, I'm just letting you know that. Like, until that motherfucker turns 18, there is no more child support. I hope y'all remember that. They're not going to be 20 years old still needing child support. That's not how it works.
That's also trafficking. There's definitely problems with family court, but I don't think anyone anywhere ever has described it as human trafficking. Bro, it's just sales, dude. He's using a sales technique. Please stop using that technique. It's trafficking. I also want to address the group of people that genuinely look up to Andrew Tate. I know I'm probably going to get hate for this, but Andrew Tate positively changed my life.
There's nothing wrong with that. If he changed your life in a positive way, there's nothing wrong with that. It's like I said this before. I agree with Andrew Tate on some things he has said. I do not agree with most of the other things he has said. Because guess what? I can't vibe with the fuck that last shit was, but I can vibe with, okay, yeah, cool. I do think Andrew Tate is one dichotomy of a man. The high school jock. There's different dichotomy of men, just like there's different dichotomy of what women are. Women are multifaceted. So are men. We're all multifaceted if we choose to be. If a person changes your reality because they open up your mind to new perspectives, because they convince you to do something different, that is fine. There is some teaching with what they said that was positive, but you also have to acknowledge the negative. You have to. There's no way behind it. There's no way around it. It is the fucking truth. You have to look at all these things as a big perspective.
I have listened to most of his podcast and have noticed the same inconsistencies you pointed out. You're spot on with this video. I don't agree with everything he preaches, but he definitely helped with my mindset. That's fine, bro. I still listen to R. Kelly every now and then. I get why Andrew Tate's popular. He's hilarious.
Who win the fight? 1,000 anteaters or a billion ants? I'm talking about the ant.
Billion ants.
This is iconic cigar with their anteaters.
But they're anteaters. He's like, a billion ants or an anteater? One of the ants. He's like, but they're anteaters. Like, they eat ants. Like, the fuck?
I'm not here to moral police your entertainment. I'm just trying to clear up a lot of the misinformation I see online. I also totally understand why his fans don't trust the media when they report on the stories. They misquote them and take them out of context constantly.
Teach that a woman, if a woman comes home and accuses you of cheating, you should hit her with a machete, shove her up.
Is that what I teach?
That's what you say.
No, if you actually watch the clip, it will be about the woman attacking me with a machete. As usual, you've not watched the video, taken out of context, flipped it, and attempted to attack me with a small excerpt.
Andrew Tate's right. She's taking a joke from him seriously and is quoting it wrong.
Imagine a girl pick this up. What would a woman do?
True.
Slap the machete, slap her in the face. One hand, machete, and then backhand. I perfected this in pimp school when I got my PhD.
The media constantly taking him out of context has made them lose all their credibility. I totally get why his fans don't believe anything the media has to say. Half of it is untrue. It's actually insane to think that I'm more credible than the BBC when covering Andrew Tate. So subscribe, goddammit! Make sure.
I respect Willie Mack and how he kind of broke this down. Don't get me wrong, right? through everything it is, Andrew Tate, he could have influenced you. He could have been the best fucking man in the world to you. You could have loved that nigga. You could have made a shrine to him and called him Top G Daddy. Guess what? He's a fucking asshole. And when the court case comes out next year and we find out if he's innocent or proven guilty, cool. Then what? Then what? Like, these charges wouldn't be put on him if he was innocent in any shape or form. These allegations wouldn't be on him if he's innocent in any shape or form, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just open mind. But let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think about this? Write in the comments. Do you think Andrew Tate's a jackass? You think he's fucking stupid? Do you think the people that look up to him just idolize a man because they don't have anybody in their lives? Do you think this perspective of idolization can get very toxic? Do you think Andrew Tate is, what I want to say, a fucking idiot? Let me know in the comments below. This is your boy Fat Man. Make sure to like, subscribe. Bitch. And from me to you, remember to never give up, never surrender, keep on grinding. Peace, and I am out. Oh, never trust a bald man. Never trust a bald man. Never trust a baldy. I'm dead ass.
Shit. Gambino on drum. You little niggas gonna stop acting like my shit ain't the grill. Some of you niggas get your front teeth for grills. And I ain't talking about the contract.
I ain't loving these fake hoes. Room smelling like 8 switches. Room service like 2K. NBA, I'm ballin', nigga. All them niggas falling like autumn, nigga. Talking shit, I saw them niggas. Now they daughter want a picture. Rough, ain't it? Fuck famous. Niggas too real, got the most haters. Wrote a story so Stephen Curry. How it feel to be golden.